Hello, everybody. My name is Lauren Bryn Dunn. I'm the Assistant Commissioner of the MIAA, and I'm very excited to be here today with Ella Gaffke from Olivet. Ella, how are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So tell me a little bit about yourself.
Okay, so I am a junior here at the University of Olivet. I play basketball here, which is a wonderful opportunity. I am majoring in media production and communication. So it's technically my second year here at Olivet. Although I'm a junior, I did my first year of college. I kind of finished it while I was in high school. My senior year, I dual enrolled, so I did both. So athletically, I'm a sophomore, but academically, I am a junior. Um, I love playing basketball. I'm passionate about being a leader and doing what I can to make the people around me better. So yeah.
You haven't had a terribly long time within the MIAA so far, but with your time up to this point, what are some of your favorite things about competing in this conference, and who are maybe some of your favorite rivals?
Yeah. So something that's so special about this conference is that it's small. And I think that it being small, it kind of makes it a little extra special because like you know people more. Like there's not a school that we don't go to compete against or we don't like know the people on the team. And so I think that's super fun is you get to like know people within your conference and you get to gain connections in sports and outside of sports. So I love that. Like even outside of sports this year, I traveled a rival team to Calvin and like the people at Calvin were super nice and I got to know them. And so it's like things like that. It's that smallness that I love about the MIAA. I would say that my favorite like rivalry is like I feel like Olivet and Albion, maybe it's like unofficial, but I feel like it's a little bit of a rivalry and I always love that like in a fun way. Like I love that competitiveness. So I'd say that's probably my favorite.
What drew you to Division 3 specifically? What makes D3 special to you?
Um, so I'm kind of a homebody and I really love my people. I like knowing who I'm around. And so when I was looking at schools, well, backing up, ever since I was little and I started playing sports, I knew I wanted to play college basketball. Like without a doubt, I was like, those are my dreams. Like I wanted to do that super bad. And at a young age, I didn't think much about like the education part of it. I was just like basketball, basketball, basketball. And so when I started looking at schools, um, I was kind of looking for that small feeling. Like I wanted a close knit. I went to a smaller high school and I really liked that. I just knew everybody. It was personal. I walked in, people knew my name, I knew their name, and I loved that. And so when I came to Olivet for my first time, that's what it was like. It was like that's what D3 is. It's like the smaller, you get the one-on-one. Like my classes are smaller. I felt like I would just knew people more. And so that's kind of what drew me to the D3 aspect of it, like was a little bit of a smaller size. Athletics wise, I liked that my coaches cared about me. My coaches cared about me more than just you're an athlete. They care about me. Like my coach, Coach Peter, always reminds me that he's trying to make me a better person, not just when I'm on the court, but when I graduate and I'm doing other things in life. And so I decided on Olivet because I wanted that D3, the smallness, and then the education I'm getting here is awesome too. So obviously education, then athletics, now I got that. But yeah, so that's kind of why I decided to go with D3 and why I love it.
I'm sure you're busy between your studies and playing basketball, but what hobbies do you have outside of that?
Yeah, so I would say I have a lot of hobbies. Something fun about me is that I grew up on a horse farm. And so the farm life, it kind of like molds you to be like work hard kind of personality. So I love animals. I grew up like we always had at least 20 horses, kind of our family business. We always had dogs. So I also grew up riding horses. That's something else I did competitively a lot was equestrian. Like that was really big for me. So riding horses, that's one of my really big hobbies. Every time I go home, I go see my horses. I also love winter sports a lot. I grew up with my parents were ski patrollers, and so winter sports, that's a big hobby for me. Pretty much anything outside, I'm all for that. Camping, that's a big hobby of mine. Preferably tent camping. That's something I just love. Um, yeah, so pretty much anything outside and with animals is a hobby of mine. So yeah.
Your coach stated that you exemplify everything of what a great student athlete should strive for. What advice do you have for underclassmen or even high schoolers looking to continue their journey into athletics as they try to navigate their paths as both a student and an athlete?
Yeah. So it's a lot. I mean, you tackle a lot, you have a lot of responsibilities, but it's also kind of like an honor to have those responsibilities and be in that spot. So advice that I would give is to, this seems like silly to say, I guess, but like have a planner. Like I have to plan everything out to a T. If I don't have my planner written out at the beginning of the week, my week does not go well. So that's one thing, is to have a planner. The other thing is to stay true to yourself. I think a big thing is you can get lost in the chaos of, oh my gosh, I had this to do and this to do, and I have so much going on. But you really have to stay true to yourself and remind yourself. I constantly remind myself that what I'm doing and who I am is bigger than just like the moment I'm in. So like the actions I take, like I just constantly remind myself to stay true to myself. Um, and that everything you do matters, is I think about that a lot. Like even if it's a small actions, you're having a hard time, everything that you do matters. And then another piece of advice I would give, you have a lot going on. I always have one person to go to that I know I can talk to about if I'm stressed out. For me is my mom. My mom is the greatest. I love her. She gets a call from me all the time. But that's just one thing. You have to have a person that you can be like, hey, like I just need to tell you about this. And so that's, I think, having a person making a plan each week. I'm a big list person. If I know what I have to do and execute it. And then I also kind of differentiate like my athletics and my academics. When I haven't practiced, I'm committed to practice. That's my time away from my academics. And once I learned how to separate that, I enjoyed my sport more, and then I enjoyed learning so much more as well. So that's a big thing for me.
You mentioned earlier that you're majoring in media production and communications. What are your career aspirations with that?
Yeah, so I'm so excited to do what I do. I literally love it so much. As a junior here, I'm finally at the point where I'm seeing all these different pathways I could take. And so one thing I love is like videography. And so I recently created like a cinematic highlight for our volleyball team. And so I really want to go into like sports, in like the sports realm of media. There's a lot of different things like teams need media, that sort of thing. So I really want to go towards sports, is what I really, really love. That would be a big thing. I also kind of like the marketing side of it, where you look at like, okay, here is the people, this is what we're creating, and then like advertising as well. So I would say either I really would pursue sports strongly, videography, photography, that'd be a big thing. And then if another path I would also love to take is in that marketing. So yeah.
I like closing out each interview with kind of a fun question. You said you like camping. Where is your favorite place that you have ever gone camping?
I've gone to a lot of beautiful places, but I have to say, like, so we went to West Virginia, my family did, in the summer. But my go-to place, I think West Virginia might be prettier, but New Hampshire is right up there. I'd say New Hampshire is my favorite. It just holds a special place in my heart, but it's also beautiful. So New Hampshire, that's the winner for me.
I love it. Well, Ella, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today, and best of luck to you and your team the rest of the season.
Yeah, thank you.